Hello, welcome to the sleep clinic. Thank you so much for taking a part in our studies. Now, do you sleep every day? Okay, how long do you sleep for? Do you sleep with any light in your room? How many pillows do you have? Do you sleep with anyone else in the bed? Pets, people? How many, do you take any medication for sleep? Any medication with side effects that would affect your sleep? Do you have dreams? Do you have nightmares? Do you use a nightlight? Do you go on your phone in bed? Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of tests for you, and you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how relaxing this sound is to you, okay? All right, item number 1. Scale of 1 to 10? Awesome. Scale of 1 to 10? Awesome. Scale of 1 to 10? Very good. Scale of 1 to 10? Okay, very good. I would recommend watching ASMR to fall asleep. Happy dreaming. Hello there. Are you here for the sleep experiment? Perfect. Well, what we have here today is a little experiment that the sleep clinic has been running in order to determine successful triggers of relaxation, sleep, and sort of figuring out what is more common in certain people, and then also finding out what unusual triggers might work for different individuals. Yeah, absolutely. So you saw our flyer, I assume? Great. Well, let me get a little bit of information from you. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and then we're going to randomize our trigger test. So, keyboard right here. What's your name? Okay. And your email? Okay. Would you like to be updated in the future about more experiments or news? Great. Okay. And your birth date? Awesome. Is there a phone number? Okay, we could reach you at. Okay, perfect. And you found us from our flyer. Okay. Awesome. Now, okay. Would you say that you have trouble sleeping? And how often would you say that you have trouble falling asleep? How many times a night? Or a week? Like how many nights per week? Sorry. Okay. Once you are asleep, do you have trouble staying asleep? Do you find yourself waking frequently? Okay. And do you find that you can get more than 7 hours of sleep in a night? Okay, great. How many times per month would you say you get 2 hours or less of sleep in one night? Okay. And have you ever not slept for more than 24 hours? How many times has that occurred? Okay. Okay. Just want to ask about your bedtime habits, where you sleep, etc. Do you sleep with the lights on or off? The light outside is okay. Do you prefer the room to be colder or warmer? Okay. How many pillows do you sleep with? Okay. Yes. When you get into these sort of experiments, you get kind of oddly specific questions. Okay. And in the morning, do you find that you are ever too hot or too cold? Great. Okay. So we are going to randomize your triggers. We'll be doing 4 triggers today that everyone is experiencing. And then we had a group of about 30 or so triggers. We're pulling 6 for you. So we have the lotion, baggie, bobby pins, spray bottle, measuring. Awesome. Okay. So what we're going to want you to do is come back with us. We're going to get you settled, lay down as comfortable as you want. We have robes, we have nightgowns, we have, yeah, exactly. Great. So we'll meet you back in the room and get you all settled in. Thanks. Can I come in? Okay, great. Awesome. Very comfortable and relaxed. Fantastic. So I'm going to start by taking your pulse. I'll take in your wrist and your neck, okay? So just give me your hand here. Okay. Very good. Okay. And then your neck. Do you mind if I? Thank you. Just breathe normally. Don't worry. Okay. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how sleepy would you say you are right now? 10 being you can't keep your eyes awake, you'll be asleep in a second, and 1 being very energized, very awake. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to have you rate each trigger as how relaxing they are. And then we're also going to have you tell me on the same scale of 1 to 10 how sleepy you feel in the moment. It's normal that throughout the experiment you will get more and more sleepy. That doesn't necessarily depend on what trigger is being used, which is why we also ask you for your personal preference rating on each trigger. Okay, great. Alright, let's start with trigger number 1, and this is small item. Call it the cherry bag. This item incorporates different sounds and triggers, including leathery fabric sounds, squishing, tapping, metal, zipper. And then on the inside, rummaging, sorting. We won't take any of the objects out, but it's essentially just a little travel to go kit. Little lip balm and perfume, makeup remover, etc. So, on the scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate that trigger? Okay. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how sleepy are you? Okay. Fantastic. Next. We have another combination trigger, which is a trigger that produces more than one trigger. So an object that produces one or more trigger is a combination. Alright. How would you rate that trigger? Okay. And your sleepiness level from 1 to 10. Was there any part of that trigger that was more satisfying, more relaxing to you? Number 3. We have a box of makeup remover wipes. Is it okay if I use these on your face? Thank you. And okay. How would you rate that trigger? And your level of sleepiness from 1 to 10. Thank you. Moving on to the 4th trigger. We have this dark glass bottle. How would you rate that trigger? And your sleepiness level on a scale of 1 to 10. Fantastic. Okay. Next we have our measuring tape. And I'm just going to get some measurements from you. Okay. Get close and measure there. Perfect. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go to the side here and measure that. Very good, very good. One more measurement here. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. Of course, we will do the other side. So, very good. Okay. And here as well. Perfect, 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 perfect. Measure that here. Okay. Perfect. 9, 3. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Very good. Now, how would you rate that trigger? And your level of sleepiness from 1 to 10. I see. Okay, thank you very much for that. Finally, our last of the brief trigger sessions, just the randomized trigger. So this is a pair of tweezers. And I'm not going to actually tweeze anything, so don't worry. But I am going to get quite close to your face and sort of just lightly. Very good. Lightly, 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 lightly. Okay. Perfect. Icing here. Around your ears. Just like so. Okay. And around your ear. Perfect. Okay. Fantastic. Fix that and fix this here. Okay. Very good. And how would you rate that? And on a scale from 1 to 10. Okay. Great. Well, thank you very much for your feedback. We would now like to do the control triggers, which is also a sub-experiment that we've been running with the face and ear brushing versus the face and ear touching. So my hands are clean. Is it okay if I touch your face and touch your ears? Thank you. We're going to start with the brush. This is a clean kabuki brush. And I'm just going to go in and lightly brush your face. Brush. Okay. Now I'm going to brush your ears. And this should be very gentle. And I'd like to test your other ear as well, if that's okay. So, I do need to move behind you here. Very good. And again, this should be gentle, not too abrasive. Now we'd like you to compare that with the face touching and ear touching. So with human hands rather than a brush. So I'm just going to pull this table out of the way. And just lightly touch your face. Okay. And you can close your eyes. Okay. day comparison. Did you prefer the brushing or the touching? Okay, thank you very much for your feedback. Now, I'm going to feel your pulse once more. If you would just hold out your hand. Okay. Good. And then your neck. Very good. Okay. That concludes the experimental portion of your trip today to the sleep clinic. However, we actually don't have any more people coming in for the rest of the day. So feel free to use this room to sleep, to relax. You'll have employees working in the offices all day, so please take your time. Thank you so much for coming in today, for helping us with our experiment, and hope to see you again soon, as well as let you know any findings that we discover. Fantastic. Well, it was so nice to meet you, and enjoy your stay. Sleep well. Hello. Welcome back to the ASMR Sleep Clinic. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to have you here. We are currently running a study that we need quite a few participants for. Can I get your name? Okay. There you are. And you are checked in. So you are part of the randomized combination trial, which means that I will be rolling a die to see what items we will be testing on you today. And the combination means that you will receive a combination of soft-spoken, whispered, and no speaking for the first 3, next 3, and last 3 items of your test. There are 20 triggers in total, but you're only going to be tested with 10. And if you aren't enjoying one of the triggers, you can actually just skip ahead to the next one. Yeah, no problem. Each one is just a few minutes long anyway. Okay. We do have a questionnaire before we begin. Great. So, do you prefer the sound and experience of organic materials? That would be like wood, paper, stones, leather, etc. Or synthetic materials such as plastic, glass, resin, metals, silicones. Now, whatever one you tend to prefer. It can be hard to choose. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how easily could you fall asleep right now? 1 being you are wide awake and you definitely wouldn't be able to fall asleep at all, and 10 being you could close your eyes and be asleep in just a few moments. Okay. What time did you wake up today? And is this a normal wake up time for you, or was it different? Okay. Do you know approximately how much sleep you got last night? And would you be okay with the triggers today being used close around your ears or potentially on your face in a personal attention fashion? It would be very softly, of course, if any. And again, you may skip forward with any triggers. Okay. How strong is your sense of smell? Do you have any aversions or reactions to smells that other people might find pleasant? There's not going to be anything in this test that smells rotten, for example, but somebody before you, they could not stand vanilla. Okay. Okay. And before we begin, have you taken any necessary medication, set any necessary alarms, and taken care of any other necessary tasks before sleep today? There is a complimentary phone charger beside you, along with some water, but you can let me know if you need anything else. Oh, let me know when you're ready. I'll be right here. All right, so we can proceed. Because you are in the combination group, I will be softly speaking, whispering, and not speaking for the 3 groups of triggers. If you've done the quick math in your head, you'll realize we have 1 trigger left out. So I will be rolling this die to see. Okay, that means 4 triggers will be whispered. 3 soft-spoken triggers, 4 whispered triggers, and 3 triggers with no speaking at all. And that will make up all 10 of the tests today. Now, at the very, very end, if you're still awake, I will be presenting one more questionnaire for you. It will be on the iPad, and I'm not going to say any words because I won't want to break the silence of the last 3 triggers. So you can just fill it out by reading on screen. But if you have any questions, you can let me know. Okay. Very exciting. We are going to roll to see what trigger we get to do first. 19. Okay. So we have random type, combination, and 19. Oh. We are starting with the deodorant stick. How exciting. I will set a small timer and let's take a look at what we have here. This is a brand new deodorant stick, actually. It is turquoise, kind of teal green, with a magenta label accent. Now this deodorant was accidentally purchased by one of our lab scientists. This is a gel antiperspirant, which was the accident. You can see here it's not been opened yet, but we can actually try to peel it back just a little bit and see if it will come off easily. product goes up and out the top, where you can then apply it. Triple odor defense. Shower fresh with 48-hour protection. Very good. Okay. Next, let's see what we got. Number 2. Number 2 will be the rainbow cubes. Rainbow cubes. And we can begin. These aren't quite cubes. In fact, they're not cubes. I think that we should change the title of them to rainbow shapes, perhaps. But each side, as you turn it, reveals a new color as you look through. These are a glass-like material, but they don't feel particularly fragile. You can see the different colors on different sides. Very smooth. And this one as well. This one looks like it's made up of almost 2 pyramids. Together. Almost like very large dice, yes. Rainbow cubes. Very good. Okay. The timer goes by so quickly for me as well. 15 will be next. Let's see. That is the beeswax wrap. I'm not sure if you've seen this before, but this is a wrap material made out of beeswax, as you could have guessed. You can use it instead of plastic wrap. It's reusable. And has a semi-rigid structure, but is also very flexible. It also sticks to itself a little bit. You can hear it's a little bit grippy almost. Now we can actually crumple this. And uncrumple it. It won't be as perfectly flat as it was originally, but that's okay. It's still reusable. Very strong. Very good. So that was the last of our soft-spoken triggers. When we roll this next one, I will be switching to whispering. That's number 9. Okay. 9 will be a wooden tweezer and tiny objects.
small toy gorilla. And put him away. Next, the hair tie. And of course, let's get the ice cube. I like that one. It's a little bit of an adventure. Let's see what we have next. 4. 4. Mechanical dotting pen on paper. Okay. Here is a journal. We'll flip to a blank page. And this is our mechanical dotting pen. I'll press this button here to turn it on. And we'll see if we can get the ink flowing. I'll be making some shapes: triangle, circle, square. The faster you move the pen, the farther away the dots will be. The slower you move the pen, the more concentrated. Are you ready to see the masterpiece? leather book. This is the book in question. Now, it's not a book like a reading book, it's a little bit more like a wallet. You can see there are pockets and even a place for a small picture. I don't believe this would fit an ID anymore. This is vintage. You might even be catching a whiff of the old leather. This is one of the inside pockets. There's another one on the other side. And a large one on the top here. With a few thinner pockets for checks or small papers. It's almost a wallet checkbook combo because you could fit your whole checkbook right here. You could also use it to store receipts or anything paper. The design is 3D. Very nice piece. Right. Very soft sounding, but also not the quietest at the same time. 14, alright. That means we got 14, 15, and 16. And this will be our last whisper trigger. The glass moisturizer and scoop. This is the scoop. It's made out of metal and it's very small, very small. It's shaped similarly to an ice cream scoop. Scoop, 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 scoop. makes the product very light, fluffy. We're going to do a scoop. Just like that.
Welcome back to the sleep clinic. My name is Gibi. Nice to meet you. I appreciate you coming in today because we have a new theory that I would like to test on some more seasoned subjects. So I had you in my records as someone who is familiar with sleep clinics, maybe who has been here more than once. Okay, great. Could you just confirm your name for me? Great. And your age? Date of birth? And the best contact number or email, whichever you prefer. Okay. Now, I'm going to share with you the theory just so you know what's going on. We don't really need to keep you in the dark for this one. In fact, we're going to need your feedback. So we do want you to be vocal and let us know which one is more effective. What I'm talking about is the rate at which we are going to conduct our sleep clinic test today. There are two different theories. One is that a more normal pace, sort of like the one that I'm using right now to talk to you, is a more effective way to put somebody to sleep comfortably and quickly, while the other theory suggests that a more slow and relaxing pace would actually help make somebody fall asleep even faster. So I'm going to be conducting both tests, one at a more normal rate, something that you're used to in your day-to-day life, so your brain will actually be used to it. It's familiar and it's a pace that you're comfortable with, that you experience frequently. We theorize that this comfort and familiarity actually will help somebody relax, while the slower pace might be a little bit too abnormal. Those on the slower paced end believe that the slow pace, because it's different and because it's only used when trying to relax somebody, that is the more effective way. So I do have a few of the best sleep triggers, and these triggers are the ones that were reported by other participants to be their favorite or to perhaps induce sleep most frequently. So I'm going to do all of those, and we're going to start with the normal pace. That way we don't want to jump from the slow pace to the normal pace just in case you fall asleep quickly. For some subjects we'll be doing that, but for you we'll be doing normal to slow. So I'm going to continue on as I am here, and we're going to make sure that you're nice and comfortable. So we'll begin our test. First, I will be asking you a series of questions. Do you have trouble falling asleep at night? Do you have trouble falling asleep at night? Okay. How many hours of sleep do you get a night? Do you dream frequently? And would you say those are good dreams or nightmares? Or somewhere in the middle? Sometimes they're a little bit eerie. Yeah, okay. Do you sleep on a firm, soft, or more in the middle mattress? Do you sleep with how many pillows? And then how many blankets? Okay. Does anyone else sleep in the bed with you? Human, child, animal? Okay. And what temperature is the thermostat or whatever you used to regulate your room with? Do you know what that's set to? Okay, perfect. Those are all my questions. what I'm going to do is actually use my journal and start with some tapping. Now we're actually going to do a similar exercise, which is setting and breaking a pattern. I'm going to do a very simple pattern here. Start with a different pattern. Very good. And one more pattern. Very good. Interesting theory. Setting and breaking the pattern. Okay. Next will be a little bit more of a visual trigger, which is using this soft, fluffy brush to gently, gently touch your face and around your field of vision. Next, I'm going to be doing a little bit of counting by whispering in your ears. So I'm going to get a little bit close and just count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now some random numbers. 70, 32, 90, 7, 13, 22, 81, 44, 1, 15, 73, 100, 20, 8, 6, 33. Very good. Now from ear to ear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's go ahead and mark that. Okay. Next, again, I'm going to be switching to a visual trigger by using this tiny flashlight. I just want you to follow the light with your eyes. Okay. Good. Very good. Okay. Good. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And around, and around. Square. And around. Closer. And farther away. Closer. Farther away. A little bit of a circle here. Circle. Like so. Okay. Very good. That was some good following. Alright. Do you mind if I touch your face? I'm just going to be doing some light boop boop boops onto your skin using my clean fingertips. So it'll be a little bit like boop. Doot doot. Doot 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 doot. Doot doot doot. Like that. And finally, we are going to be taking this tiny piece of cloth and we're going to put over your eyes like this. surprisingly effective one for infants, and we've seen some translation with our older participants as well. Okay. Now, what would you say was the effectiveness of that test overall on your level of sleepiness on a scale of 1 to 10? How about relaxation? 1 to 10. Comfort? 1 to 10. Okay. I'm going to leave the room, give you a moment, and when I come back, we're going to conduct the exact same test, but I'm going to be doing it at a slower pace. So again, I'll be right back. You sit here and just relax. Hello again. My name is Gibi. I will be conducting your sleep clinic test today. I'm going to start by asking you just a couple of questions. Mainly about your sleep habits. Okay. The first question. Do you have trouble falling asleep? Okay. How many hours of sleep do you get per night? Very good. Do you dream frequently? And are those dreams usually, are they good dreams, or are they nightmares, or are they somewhere in between? Okay. Is your mattress that you sleep on every night, is that more on the firm, soft, or middle? The firm side, soft side, or more in the middle? Okay. How many pillows do you sleep with at night? Okay. How about blankets? Okay. Do you share your bed with anybody else? Other humans, pets, children? Okay. Some parents choose to co-sleep with their children, and it's a bit up in the air whether that can affect the quality of sleep in a significant way, but we like to know. And if you do know the temperature of the room that you sleep in at night, whether you have a thermostat or just a thermometer in your room that reads the temperature, that's for all of that. The first test that I would like to do, these all come from reports from our other patients and volunteers. These triggers or little sleep tests have proven to be on the more effective scale. So now we want to test the rate difference to see if doing it at a slower pace may in fact be more sleep inducing. So the very first one that I want to do is just tapping. We're going to go quite slowly, so please just sit back and enjoy. Very good. Now, would you say that that tapping experience was more or less effective than the first speed? Okay. Next, I'm going to do sort of a similar test. I'm going to take this board and we're going to be setting and breaking some patterns. Here we have a little pattern. I'm just going to do it for a while. And finally, one more pattern. Very good. Now, would you say that that was more or less effective than the last phase? Okay, thank you. Next, I'm going to get our brush here. And we're just going to very, very gently brush your face. The bristles are very soft, so it should be
say that those numbers and number counting was more effective or less effective than the first? Okay. Thank you. Next, I'm going to get out my light here. And I just want you to follow the light with your eyes. based on your reportings. Right. The normal versus slow rate. I think we have some interesting data from you. Thank you very much for coming in. My last question for you is just to rank currently your level of sleepiness on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. How about your state of relaxation on a scale of 1 to 10? And lastly, your state of comfort on a scale of 1 to 10. Very good. Okay. We appreciate you coming in to the sleep clinic. It's always nice to see the regulars back again. You give us very valuable information, so thank you so much for your time. And I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep.
Hey. You can't sleep? That's okay. That is what I'm here for. Let's see what we can do. Okay. So, it looks like you might need a new mattress. We definitely need to talk about your sleep habits. And I can test some triggers on you. Yeah. We'll do that until you fall asleep. How does that sound? Good. Okay. First thing first. Let's get you comfy. What you're wearing looks pretty comfortable. Is there anything you'd like to adjust, or are you too warm, too cold? Okay, good. Well then, may I interest you in a fluffy face mask? You don't have to put it over your eyes now, but I find that just having a face mask on my head makes me kind of go into sleepy mode. And this is a really cute one too. I think it is probably the softest face mask I've ever used, so what do you think? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put this over your head then. Not over your eyes, but there you go. Fluffy bunny. Would you like some tea? It's calming tea, so no caffeine, of course. Okay. I just have this electric kettle. I'm going to turn it on, so you're going to start hearing it begin to boil pretty quickly. Just so you know what the sound is. Alright. Did you need anything else? Okay, then let me see. Alright. Would you like to pick your candle now? And then we can go over mattress types, selections, preferences. Okay, great. Let me show you what I have. I have a few scented candles. Each one is wonderful. You really can't go wrong. Here's our sugar cookie. Very sweet. calming tea. It's got a bit of a plum flavor, is that alright? Apologies for interrupting the candle selection. I always forget how quickly these electric kettles work. Now, you said you would like some honey, yes? Wonderful. Wonderful. Alright. Now, don't think that I'm weird, but I'm going to be using a plastic fork because it just stirs a bit nicer without the clinky metal. So, this is definitely very hot, so be careful, okay? I'm going to place this right next to you on your little bedside table. There you go. And you can drink it maybe when it cools down a little bit, okay? Good. Yeah, please enjoy. And let me know if you want any more. Okay. So, we have our sugar cookie candle. Very holiday scented to me. We're getting into the fall, which is almost winter. I believe it's less than 100 days until Christmas. Then we have our very popular lavender spa woodwick candle. Very soothing, floral, relaxing. And woodwick makes such a pleasant sound when you burn it. Then our other woodwick candle, it's a personal favorite. Now, I always pronounce this wrong, so forgive me. It's fresh balsam. How did I do? All I know is that it smells amazing. Here you go. Yes. And finally, our limited edition candle that is smoked bourbon. Not surprisingly, a very woody, earthy scent. Spicy. Wonderful. I love this one. Did you have a preference? I think we can do the lavender spa. Yeah, especially if you're having sleep troubles. Lavender can absolutely aid. You see lavender in almost any sleep scent. Just gonna go ahead and light it with a match. Now, you can hear it already, right? You should be able to smell it pretty soon. I can set this next to your tea. It won't be too precarious. No, no. You'll be okay. Do it a little bit farther away. But we want you to be able to hear it. Okay, great. Okay. You have your tea. Comfortable. Candle. Let's talk about your mattress, your sleeping patterns, your preferences before we make you fall asleep, okay? Awesome. Alright, I'm just gonna ask you some questions, and since we're providing this test via Helix's help, I naturally want to get some information on your bed, your mattress, your sleeping habits, especially if you're looking to move or replace a bed. I think this is crucial. All right. Easy questions. I promise. What size mattress would you like? Twin? Twin XL. So that's just going to be a twin bed that is longer in length. So good if you are an adult on the taller side, but have limited space in your room, or want more space in your room. Full, queen, king, or California king, which is a bit bigger. Okay, great. And for how many sleepers? Okay. So, could I get your name? Just want to get the you want to use your age and your gender. Okay. What is your height? Okay. And your weight? Approximate. Okay. Thank you for all of that information. Now let's talk about the feel. So, I do have some samples with me. Would you like to see them? I think that would be best, because sometimes it's hard to know what you like. Here are the foam samples. We'll go through each one. So, if you like a soft feel, this is a soft top that lets you sink in like a cloud. Here you go. You can feel this. Very, very soft. literally soft to the touch. Then we have our medium. Surprise, this is a balanced feel for the top of your mattress with a little give. So if you like it to be soft, but you also find support crucial, you might want to go for a medium. Go ahead and feel this. Heavenly. Absolutely heavenly to touch. I love these foam samples. Exactly. Okay. Our last is, of course, the firm feel. Now, as far as firm goes, you can see and touch, it is still extremely comfortable. But this is if you want almost no sink or give. So if you're really looking for that support, depending on, we'll talk about if you have any sort of pain in your body when you sleep in your current mattress. Okay. Awesome. So, if you rate it on, 1 to 10, a soft would be 1 to 3, medium 4 to 7, and firm 8 to 10. Perfect. Okay. If you're not sure, that's fine too, but thank you. So, now I'd like to talk about your sleeping position, because it does make a difference. It'll determine how much pressure relief you need on different parts of your body. So let's use this as our mattress example. And say we have our little friend here. Now, do you sleep on your back? So you tend to fall asleep or wake up on your back. Completely straight sleeping. Or, very commonly, the side sleeper. So you either fall asleep or wake up sleeping on either one of your sides. Sometimes waking up with your arm a little bit asleep. Or the stomach sleeper, the hardest one for our little friend here, where you fall asleep or wake up sleeping on your stomach. Or do you find yourself sort of tossing and turning all night? Sometimes one, sometimes the other. Okay, great. I personally am a side to stomach sleeper. I also sleep with my 5-pound dog in my bed, so I'm usually like half spooning the dog. Is there an option for that? Perhaps. Alright, in terms of the relief that you're looking for, do you ever wake up with back pain? We're talking like rarely, so less than twice a month, sometimes a couple times per week, or often, like almost every day? Okay. All right. Well, I can process these answers and figure out exactly what bed you would need. Would you like to see the different types? Absolutely. This little booklet here. There's a lot of information that I can give to you to look over, perhaps tomorrow. We have the sunset, so that's a softer top of the bed, so like sinking into a cloud. The moonlight, which is a bit more support, but still extremely soft. The midnight, which is a medium feel, so not too firm, not too soft. Really good for side sleepers. The twilight, which is a very firm feel, no sink, but comfortable yet solid. And dawn, which would be another firm. So it would really depend what sort of answers you gave, etc. Over 1,000 individually wrapped coils. So I have individual cards as well. So here you can see the midnight, medium feel, side sleepers, dusk, medium feel for all positions of sleeping, twilight, firm for side sleepers, dawn, sunset, light. Absolutely. You can go ahead and gather these cards for you. Thank you so much for taking the quiz with me. Go ahead and put this over here. And I think we should move on to some of your sleeping habits. So it's really just a few questions that I'd like to ask in order to curate a couple of triggers for you that I'd like to do to sort of end our session. It'll be a quite long part of the session, but with the hopes that you'll fall asleep during it, of course. Okay, let's see. Sometimes we need to change the physical surroundings in our bedroom to get better sleep. So tell me about your current situation. How is your light situation? Do you find yourself waking up when the sun comes up because it's so bright in your room? Okay. Blackout curtains can be really helpful with that, even if you don't close them all the way. I know that some people who get blackout curtains, they end up not liking them because it's too dark and they feel like they aren't awake when their alarm goes off. I would say find a good balance for you. And if you do need to sleep through the daytime, sometimes complete blackout can be exactly what you need. What is your typical bedroom temperature? What do you set the thermostat at? I would suggest leaving it on the cooler side, but not too cold where your fingers are going numb or anything like that, but just cool enough. You will find it more difficult to sleep when it's hot, so maybe you can add a fan to your bedroom. A lot of people actually find that actually enhances their sleep Some people like the sensation and the sound. I personally cannot sleep with a fan. Any sort of wind blowing on me keeps me awake. But some of my friends absolutely swear by it. I know. Okay. I also suggest keeping your room as tidy as you can. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the tidiness of your bedroom? Okay. Even when your eyes are closed, knowing that your room is clean and neat can actually help you relax. You could do a white noise machine, use some ASMR, get some headphones that lay perfectly on your ears. Changing your sheets about once a week, especially the pillowcases. Like that nice fresh linen feeling. Just sort of making your room your sleep temple. So whatever you can do to make yourself comfortable and make it as tidy as possible. Yeah, and then in terms of you, making sure that you're not wearing anything too restrictive. So, checking in with your body, like, am I comfortable? Is there anything too tight, pulling on me, itchy, etc.? Make sure you take care of that before you settle down. Okay. I know all of this sounds fairly obvious, but I think it's taking the time to make sure that you're taken care of could make a big difference if you find it hard to sleep. All right. Now, what is your ideal sleep schedule? It's definitely in your best interest to have a consistent one. Even on weekends or vacations, try to stick to it. I'd say at least 7 hours of sleep. 8 or 9 is ideal. But you know your body best. Okay. Yeah. I think a lot of people, when they start going to bed earlier, getting up earlier, people find that they really enjoy it. Yeah. And when you start in the beginning, if you're laying in bed and you don't fall asleep after 20 minutes, get up, read a chapter of a book, do some tidying, do some sort of boring activity. And then when you really feel sleepy, try again. Your bedtime routine, speaking of. So that would be including things like brushing your teeth, following your skincare routine, taking care of your pets or children if you have any. But it could also be, making sure that things are tidy. You could do some light meditation, read a chapter of a book, listen to a chapter of an audiobook. Those are great because you can close your eyes during them, so you start, half asleep. And then when the chapter's done, you can sort of drift off. Switch to, some sounds that you like, an ASMR video that you like. Exactly. Sometimes listening to an audiobook in a chair, and then, you get up, finish your bedtime routine, settle in bed with an ASMR video. I'm not saying that's what I do, but now, I wouldn't recommend any bright lights. So if you use your phone, which is very common, I think it's slightly unrealistic to say to not use your phone. You should just set it to a dim light setting and change the light filter to night mode. Yeah, exactly. That shouldn't keep you up. But I know you do. I know you do all these things already, right? That's what I thought. Okay. And now, based on your answers, I do have a couple of things that I'd like to sort of test, just to see if these make you fall asleep any easier. With our candle, I would love to do some breathing exercises with you. Then I have face brushing, little tiny bit of lavender spritz, scalp scratching, wooden block sounds, page turning, card shuffling, and then just doing a little bit of counting. That sound good? Awesome. I'm so glad. So, what you want to do with your breathing, the most simple and effective is to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and breathe out for 8 seconds. So, I'm going to go ahead and we can hold this candle. A little bit closer. Give you something to visualize with the breathing. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. Ready? And out. In for 4. And out. In for 4. Hold. And out. In. Hold. And out. One more time. In. Hold. And out. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and blow out the candle so that you can get the full effect of the upcoming triggers. The candle's perfect for visualization, for the breathing. But I would also like to move on to a different trigger, which is using a clean brush to brush your face. Is it alright if I use this to brush your face? Okay. So this is a kabuki brush, which means it's very thick. And it's very, very soft. Yeah. So, I'm just going to go down your face. And across. And up. And now in a circle. Do little brush strokes here.
fluff out. And lightly tickle your face. Like that. Now using the brush to stipple, 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 stipple. And your forehead, down your cheeks, your nose, and your jawline. Sides. Stipple, 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 stipple. Now, just doing a little bit more large, sweeping motions to finish it off. Was that effective? Good. Good. I think the perfect thing to follow up with that is a very quick trigger. Because you don't want to spray too much. I certainly don't want to overwhelm your senses in a bad way. So this is just distilled water, lavender essential oil, chamomile essential oil, witch hazel, rosemary extract, aloe vera, and jojoba oil. So 100% natural aromatherapy. Go ahead and shake well before use. You can use it as a body, room, linen, car, or gym mist. Any water-safe surface will do. Can also be used as an effective gentle skin toner. I wouldn't use this on freshly shaven skin, any broken skin, anything like that. You don't want to get in your eyes or your mouth or anything, but it is non-toxic and eco-friendly. It's not tested on animals, and it's paraben-free. Unwind into a state of pure serenity. Relax your body and mind. I'm gonna go ahead and give you, let's just do 2 sprays. You ready? 1, 2. This with the lavender candle, it's a good choice. I'm getting sleepy. Okay. Like I said, a little bit of the shorter side, because you don't want to do too much of that. How would you find that effectiveness? Okay. Certainly the different senses, so whether you're sensitive to touch, smell, sound. Let's do the wooden blocks. Yeah,
I have these wooden blocks here, and they just make a lovely, natural tapping sound. One, two, three, four. 4, 3, 2, 1. I think they do such a good job of making very pure sound. What did you think? Okay. Similarly organic sounding, coming from the same source, would be page turning. So I do have this book here. This is the Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales. Now, I wouldn't say that the Brothers Grimm are very relaxing. but the book itself is very pretty. We have a nice, picturesque scene on the back. This looks like Sleeping Beauty. We have the thorns of the rose bush. A lot of roses here. There's more on top. Stars in the sky. And our heroic prince figure riding in a magical steed to save or rescue or encounter our rescuee inside the castle. Now, the pages are gold, which is very pretty. Let me just go ahead and turn some for you, and then we'll do like some faster flipping through. So, we've turned to Rumpelstiltskin. Got some lovely pictures. Some ducks. The ducks which he had saved swam up to him, dived down, and brought the key out of the water. 3 sleeping daughters. 3 feathers. Little green maiden small, hopping hither and thither. Hop quickly and bring me the great box here. I don't know about that rhyming. Donkey cabbages. The juniper tree. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. That's a very common one thanks to Disney. The shoes that were danced to pieces. Not so common. The golden bird. The master thief. Let's see here. The fisherman and his wife. The rose. Should we read a little story? This one's a very short one. We'll read it quite close, okay? There once was a poor woman who had 2 children. The youngest had to go every day into the forest to fetch wood. Once, when she had gone a long way to seek it, a little child, who was quite strong, came and helped her industriously to pick up the wood and carry it home. And then, before a moment had passed, the strange child disappeared. The child told her mother this, but at first she would not believe it. At really know what I expected from a random Brothers Grimm. I essentially brought this upon myself, and I apologize. That's a bit of a thinker. Oh, look at this though. So lovely. We call this inner cover art. Stunning. I loved it. Little castle nestled there. Trees and stars and forest. Sorry, the book is quite awkward to hold at that angle. The back cover is the same, and it comes with a ribbon to mark a story, hold your place, etc. So how effective did you find this? And what about the terrifying rose story? I see. Okay. Okay. I appreciate your feedback. Now, transitioning into a similar sound would be. Do you know what that is? A deck of cards. They're quite a bit thicker than a storybook page, so while the sound is similar, it has a different weight to it. Now, I can't shuffle in any capacity, so this wouldn't be truly an effective visual trigger if you find, shuffling cards very satisfying, but mostly for the sound of the cards falling on top of each other. Exactly. Exactly. And perhaps a little bit of tapping. What do you think? This makes quite a different sound than this. Let's see. And just a singular card. Yeah, the Six of Hearts. The Five of Hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Four of Hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Three of Hearts. The Two of Hearts. 1, 2. And the Ace of Hearts. That should transition well. Some counting. Now, how effective did you find those cards? Anything more than the other? Okay. 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 Now this last one, hopefully, will help you. And in the middle, I will go ahead and pull down your sleeping mask. Does that sound good?
just general sleepiness. That's what we're going for, and you can let me know. Feel free to fall asleep during this test. I'll be taking your blood pressure before and after the entire test, but other than that, I have you hooked up to some non-invasive tools. Sorry, okay. And that will give us all of the information that we need. So all you need to do is sit back and relax. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have over 10 triggers that I would like to try on you. Does that sound okay? Great. Well, first things first. Let me test your blood pressure, okay? because I would like you to get the full effect, but just enough. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do is simply follow my finger, okay? Just with your eyes. You don't have to move your head, okay? And here we go. This way. Good. And down. Over here. And over here. And I'm going to go a little bit closer to you. Good. And good job. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Perfect job. Let me mark that. Do you have any feedback about that trigger? On a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. Very good. So the rest of the triggers are going to be very sound-based. So what I'm going to do is hook you up with one of these incredibly relaxing headphone sets. Now, I have two options for you. This first option, the pink, is a lighter material. And this black pair is thicker and it's fleecy. So these are the sleep phones. Pajamas for your ears. It's very aptly put. So if you've had trouble with earbuds or headphones, not being able to lie on your side while you're trying to listen to something to relax or fall asleep, this is your solution. I personally use these every single night. So this option is actually the corded option, which means that it's attached just like regular headphones with the jack. But you can get Bluetooth ones, etc., if cords aren't your style. And then inside, there's a right and a left speaker. So it goes over your head like a headband and sits snugly on your ears. So I'm just going to put it over your head like this and make sure that the speakers line up to your ears. They're completely flat when you lay down, side to side. So would you prefer the more lightweight option or the fleece this option. The fleece. Okay. Just fold these up and put them away. Let me know if you want to switch at any time. Okay. So, I'm just going to pop this over your head, okay? but I would like to incorporate these two glass droppers. So it's very delicate glass. And then the rubber bits at the top. Do you feel the air? Yes, it's like little puffs of air. Puff, 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 puff. Yes, I hear that quite clearly too. Okay. Now with these, I would like to use some liquid sounds. First, just a bottle. Okay, I see. Some people do find that hard to fall asleep to. But let me try. This one's a bit visual as well. Okay, very good. I will put that aside and make a note of that. Okay. I have two more triggers for you. The first being some brushing. Now I'd like to do this on your face as well as on the side on your ears. So let's start with your ears, okay? So I'm going to go to the side. Brush very slowly. And then to the other side. hands get very cracked or very dry during the winter, I would recommend putting on a lot of lotion, sealing that lotion with any sort of petroleum jelly, and then go ahead and pop a sock over each hand. It might be a bit uncomfortable at first if you're not used to it, but
not a